Hi everyone, Anthony here with Aces Adventures. Welcome back to the Dallas area. Welcome to the Redbird Mall, Southwest Center Mall. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I think Redbird sounds cooler, and it's going to be called Redbird Mall again, as we'll get into here in just a minute. The Southwest Center Mall, which is technically known as right now, and was formerly known as the Redbird Mall, and the original name for that came from the Redbird area of Dallas. And it's a mall that's really currently undergoing a transformation. All of the tenants upstairs have been moved downstairs as the mall undergoes a renaissance, transforming into more of a mixed-use property. And for a property that has been ailing for so long, it's getting a second chance on life. But how did this come to be? So the Redbird Mall opened in 1975 and was known as such until 1997. The original anchors were Sears, J.C. Penney, Sanger Harris, which later became a Foley's, and then a Macy's, and Tish's, a Dallas-based department store that operated from 1902 all the way up until 1979, and then that space was later absorbed by Dillard's. Montgomery Ward did add a space later on, and then that eventually closed in 2001 and was subsequently turned into a Burlington coat factory. And Dillard's also closed in 2001, so 2001 was not a good year for the mall. The mall was built originally by the DeBartolo family and did well into the 1980s. And one thing that I took away from my experience at this mall was that it did not look like a typical DeBartolo mall. Now, it was renovated later, which we'll get into, but from my opinion, it did not look like a typical DeBartolo design. They have removed a lot of the graphics and stuff. There was a mural in the main core area, so I don't know exactly how far it got renovated, but just in general, the aesthetics of the mall does not resemble a DeBartolo mall very much at all. But getting back into that, the mall, as I had mentioned, did pretty well up into the 80s, changing demographics, crime, and the opening of the Parks Mall in Arlington in 1988 did not help matters very much at all. DeBartolo attempted to remodel the mall in 1996, but then it was subsequently sold to Namco Financial, a California-based investment group, who subsequently then changed the name to Southwest Center Mall. DeBartolo did maintain management of the mall for quite a while and even added a new food court and a renovation that ended in 1998. And interesting of note, the Namco founder Esri Namvar was later convicted on several fraud charges, so obviously that did not help things in terms of the general downslope of progression financial-wise at this mall. Combine the anchor closures in 2001 with failing financials of ownership, and the mall has been on a gradual decline ever since. Namco did try to sell the property in 2004 to General Growth Properties, but never came to pass, and eventually the property went into bankruptcy in 2008. The mall entered a period of foreclosure, losing more anchors, and lost its Macy's in 2017, and then the Sears left in 2018. So heading into the future actually is very bright, and developer Peter Brodsky is, along with the city, is sinking $160 million into the once troubled mall and breathing fresh life into the complex, and renaming it, as I had mentioned earlier, its original name of Redbird. It's going to be a multi-use facility with retail, commercial, green space, and so much more. And as of late, a company called Chimes Solutions, which is an Atlanta-based company, is going to be opening a call center in there with 500 employees and has plans to expand it to 1,000. Which is pretty awesome. And the construction of this call center, actually you're seeing part of it right now in the video, is undergoing right now on the second level of the mall. And at the end of the video here, you're going to see a clip of the construction going on. I was down there with Jeff, my buddy from Cre80s, and the developers came out while we were upstairs filming. Were very, very nice to us, and were kind enough to bring us in the construction area there and give us a quick tour of what's going to be happening at the mall. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this property. I love the floors in here. I love the aesthetic, but this place was awesome to see when it was in its full-blown glory in the 80s. And, at least the property is getting a second chance on life. So it'll be interesting to see just exactly how well that does. So hope you guys are enjoying the videos so far. As always, please consider becoming a Patreon donor at patreon.com/acesadventures. That helps keeps the channel moving forward. And if you are not already, I can't stress this enough, please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is acesadventures1, and I go on there all the time and do live streams on there all the time on the live feature of Instagram. And there is a feature that's pretty awesome where you can actually request to be in the video, and the best way I can describe it is it's kind of like taking a phone call. So it's a really cool way for me to interact with you that I cannot do on YouTube. So once again, not to beat a dead horse, but please follow me on Instagram at acesadventures1. If you don't have an Instagram account, I suggest you create one, because I post a ton of pictures and love interacting with you folks on there. So thank you so much, as always, for the support. The next video in this series will be the Kiowa Mall in Ashland, Kentucky. Looking forward to showing you guys that, and still have quite a bit of content from this July trip, the Great American Mall trip that you guys helped make happen. So also make sure that you get a chance to check out Timecop 1983, the artist that I used for music in this video, a very, very awesome synth artist that I definitely recommend checking out. And you can check him out. Probably the best place would be on bandcamp.com. It's a great place where I find a lot of inspiration for the music I use. So thank you so much for listening to me gabble. This is Anthony with Ace's Adventures, and we'll be back soon with more mall content. So this is going to be a call center.
Yes, sir.
600 people call center, just like telecommunications or like phone stuff?
Actually,
or?
they're going to support other companies' HR matters.
Okay.
It's about as far as I know.
Awesome. When's
It's going to get skylights. going to
Okay.
bring in natural light.
That's awesome.
All right, we're going to change all the rooftop units because obviously the HVAC requirements for that body count versus a retail body count are very different.
Okay.
Generator backup. You're standing in a future IDF, MDF room
Okay.
where all the computer systems will be.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is going to be strong.
When's the expected completion date, roughly? Do you have
Ready
an
for
idea?
this?
Yes.
2 months.
Really?
Yes.
No kidding. 2 months. Wow.
Yeah.
So we are at the former Redbird Mall, now the Southwest Center Mall. Is that right?
Yes.
Correct? Yeah. And I was walking with the gentlemen who are working on the redevelopment. It's awesome that they're being proactive about it and doing something with the property. So we definitely appreciate that. So here's a little quick sneak peek, and thanks to these gentlemen for showing us it.